Hello everyone, I have all of my planners in front of me, ready to share them with you today. Especially if you're like me and you might be purchasing your planner online. I want to put a bunch of B-roll in here today, just like I do every year, to give you some idea of what these might look like in person. And also I want to share with you two new planners especially that I'm super excited about this year, because I use planners a little differently. I have one that's kind of a tried and true that I'm going to share with you right off the bat here today, but I also have a couple of new ones that I'm super excited about, and you may have similar goals to me that they might be useful to you as well. So I want you to know that everything that I share with you here today, they're all under $25, and you can pick them up all online. You can pick them up at Amazon or Walmart. I got a lot of mine from Target, Office Max, Office Depot, Staples, places like that you'll be able to find all of these online. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first one I share with you today will surprise no one. If you are already subscribed to my channel, you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I have several videos about productivity, but also specifically my planning system and the day designer planners that I use. So I do have a few that are not day designer this year that I'm excited to share with you, but my tried and true, the one I have used for I think over a decade, at least back when Whitney English used to own the company, is the day designer in the monthly and the daily. Absolutely beautiful cover that I was able to find this year. This does have the plastic cover over it. So last year, you guys, I showed you the rugby planner. Every single year, you'll always be able to find this one. I used to be able to get it in navy, but now I only see it in black and white, but this is always available. But I really like the floral one today. So now I will have links to all of the other videos below that if you want to see a lot more about specifically day designer, I have a ton on my channel. But you guys, there's nothing new in this one here. This is just a layout that I absolutely love. So if you are looking for a day designer and you're already familiar with it, the color scheme that you'll see, that gold foil is still used throughout the planner. One thing I want to share with you if you happen to be new to day designer planners is they have retail versions, and those are the ones that I get every year. Like I mentioned, they're always under $25, but they also have their flagship planners on their website, which are absolutely beautiful, and I almost purchased one this year. I had it in my cart on Black Friday, but I just didn't do it. And I want to tell you one of the big reasons why is, number one, there isn't things that I need that are in the more expensive planner. This one has a bunch of goal setting material and things like that as well. But one thing that I really like about this retail version is in the monthly layout, you see how they have individual lines for each day? I actually really like that. So due to the nature of the jobs that I do, if I have coaching clients or I'm doing a segment or teaching or something like that, it's very nice and clean for me to be able to put several things that might be happening on that particular day. So I really like this monthly layout. But the reason why this one is something I have used forever, let me show you the inside of a daily layout. So I do use Google Calendars. I do use something electronically to do kind of a map out of my whole week. And Tammy, if you happen to be watching this, one of my subscribers, we both like these vertical layout, but we just couldn't find it this year with Day Designer, like more of an appointment type of calendar. So I do use something like that electronically online. But what I like to do is kind of map that out in my day. And this thing sits on my desk all day, every day. So for me, I'm someone who does work from home for the most part. So I don't have to worry so much about lugging something this big all around. So I don't know if that's a consideration for you. But because it is daily, obviously, it's going to be quite a bit thicker than just a monthly and a weekly planner. But you guys, I absolutely love this. I love this layout. I love that this is broken up into every 30 minutes. So I can really map out my day and have a to-do list. And one thing I also really like about this is each day it has a notes section. So if ever I'm busy working along and I don't want to lose momentum, I can just capture that note and then wrap that up when I kind of shut down my day. So this Day Designer, the daily and the monthly planner, again, nothing new for anyone that knows me. I absolutely love Day Designers. There's nothing sponsored. I just absolutely love them. And this is the one I will be using this year for monthly and daily for Day Designer. This next one I am so excited about. So I found this at Target, and this one is, I wrote them all down, $14.99. If I didn't say it, you guys, $24.99 was that monthly, this one here, the Day Designer one, for the daily and monthly. That was $24.99. This one is inspired by Erin Condren. I've never used Erin Condren. Obviously, I know of those calendars and those planners, but I've never even really looked on their site to see what they're like. So I saw this one at Target, and again, $14.99 at Target. Lots of color on this one, which I really like. And they have a lot of information here as far as goal setting and sheets that you can use for guiding yourself to goal setting. Now this one is quite a bit smaller, But I wanted to let you know how I plan to use this. So yes, I'm going to use my Day Designer planner that I just showed you, but every year, like this one that I showed you last year, which is available again this year from Day Designer, this is a weekly and a monthly calendar, but I use it as a project management calendar for me. I do use online software, but I am someone who, with the nature of my job, I have a lot of projects or programs that I create and I manage. So it could be a training program for a client, coaching programs that I offer, things like that. And I'm going to use this Erin Condren planner. I'm going to try it out and use it for one of the major areas of my business where it's more of programs and projects that I manage. So one thing I really liked inside here is each month in the very beginning, they have it broken out where you can choose 3 goals. Let me show you the inside here. They can show you 3 goals that you would focus on and what are the actions you might take that month. And I really like this layout. Now, something that is new to me is this type of layout for the week. But for managing projects and programs, this will work just fine for me. So I'm really excited to try this Erin Condren, this Inspired by Erin Condren planner. I don't know if this is something that's always out by Target. It's just something I happen to find. But I do like all of the color in this. The size, again, will work well for me. And it's just something I wanted to share just in case maybe you have an area of your life that, boy, that $15 would be worth an investment too if you have a certain project, and this could be something you use to help organize that. This next planner is the one I am most excited to use this year, and it's brand new to me. I have no idea if this is always out every year, but it's a Marie Kondo planner. This is something in collaboration that she did with Blue Sky. And it's something that incorporates the principles of her book. Remember when this book took everyone by storm? And you guys, when I read a book, I don't know if you'll be able to even see it, but I highlight like crazy. I make notes in this. And it was something that I was really jazzed about because I have a really big goal to declutter my home, getting ready to move. And I had this goal last year and I did okay. But I want to be able to use this planner to kind of be my sidekick this year for decluttering my home. And inside this planner, her 6 principles are here, but what I really like as well are there are journal prompts every month, related to your goal of tidying up and decluttering. And one thing I also wanted to share in here is the way that I intend to use it. I have no idea if you might have goals to declutter this year as well, but the way that I intend to use this planner is to be able to map out and use these principles and the worksheets that she has in here for different zones in my house. So if you read the book, for example, books, which is one of my downfalls. I read hundreds of books every year. I'm just a huge reader, always have been. So I have bookshelves and books everywhere in my house, in hallways, in my bedroom, in my office here where I'm at as well. And it's one of those things that if I used the principles in the way that Marie taught it in the book, I would gather all of those books in one area and do all of it at once. And to me, that's a bit overwhelming. So what I want to do is I want to use this calendar, both the monthly and the weekly layout, to map out different zones, and maybe even if it's just a drawer, or it's one shelf on a bookshelf in a particular room, something like that. So I can still use all the principles, but I want to use this planner to be able to break it down in a way that feels more manageable to me, especially for me. There is a section in here, as you guys probably know if you read the book, it's about the sentimental things that you might have. My home, I have so many things that are just from people that I've lost that I love. So if you're not new to me, you already know my story that I've lost my whole nuclear family. My mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister have all passed away. And I have clothes, I have stuff that I don't necessarily use ever that's theirs that I have been unable so far to part with. And I think a lot of you might be able to relate. And then there are some things that maybe don't match my decor at all, but I love them because they were in my parents' yard, or it was something that my brother wore, or something like that that I do have. And I want to be able to use this book and again kind of have this be my buddy and my little sidekick to go through things that I've been hanging on to just because for sentimental reasons, or clothes, which I'm not really big on clothes. But clothes and books, paperwork is a big downfall for me, which I wanted to share with you. If you are like me and you have a declutter goal, this is actually my favorite. This is, I think I found this in the 90s. I have another video, Mistakes That We Make in Our Home That Cause Clutter, Julie Morgenstern's book. I love this, especially for someone who might struggle with paperwork. Because when I originally bought this, I was living out in California and I had hired a professional organizer for my home. And I really liked it. Tons of things I love about this book. I will link that video below if you're interested. But I'm excited to use this planner from Marie Kondo, collaboration with Blue Sky, for big decluttering projects, which by the way, I do update people if you have a journey that you're on as well in my monthly resets, if anybody's interested in those, where we can see how these planners work out, especially something like this that I'm using, or different projects like that that I might update you on. The last 3 journals that I want to share with you today I was trying to find just for one purpose, and that is to replace this, which I loved so much. So this is by Mint Green. I love Mint Green. You guys have seen me talk about them a lot as well. They have a lot of hardcover planners, notebooks, and they're just fun, beautiful designs. What I use this for, you guys, and I thought this might be something fun if you haven't thought about using a planner in this way, is for my evening journal routine. So my evening, it's a gratitude practice that I do, which I have a separate video on that as well, where I created a download that you can use for the different journal prompts that I use in that practice. It's something that I learned years ago. I've been doing it over a decade from Dr. Rachel Remen. And I basically take this and I'm all done at night and I'm climbed into bed. I really like this one because it's hardcover and I could easily just flip it open and I write things that I'm grateful for. But I also have two different practices that I will capture things that moved me in my day, things that made me smile, things that I may not recall if I don't take the time to be intentional and kind of look back on my day on the good things that happened and not sit there and kind of ruminate, especially right before bed, on things that may not have went so well. So I was on a search to replace this. I loved this one so much. It was under $10. And what I bought, thinking that it was the same, is this planner, which is also mint green, and I love this. It's just as colorful inside, and it has a really nice kind of neat plant cover on the front and back, but it's just way too small. So note, if you are ordering these things online, to pay attention to the size. I don't know why I thought it was the same size. So I do like this, but I do feel I might just donate this one. It's a great planner. This one I think was $8. $8.94 available at Walmart, but I do really like this one too. So how I use something like this that I'm looking at for the gratitude practice I'm talking about, my evening journal routine, is I'll just every night write down those things that I had just mentioned, and then I have a whole book and I can easily look back on it, and I just absolutely love that practice. So this is a great planner. It just didn't work. So I did end up buying this one from Mint Green, which is in a really great blush color. I like pink, it's my favorite color. And inside, this is nice and sturdy. And this is broken out weekly as well, where I can easily write down things that I'm grateful for, do that same practice here as well. But I decided to use this one as a project management software as well, because let me show you the last planner today, which I absolutely love. It is this one, and this will be the one that I will be using for my evening journal routine at night. So it does have a harder cover, so I'll be able to kind of write on this easier when I'm sitting in bed at night, but I just thought this cover was dreamy. I thought if I'm going to bed at night, I would love to look at this. I just thought it was so pretty. And the inside of this planner, this will work really well, so it gives me a lot more room to be able to write the things that I'm grateful for and that reflection that I talked about. So you guys, I am really big on this evening journal routine. I have separate videos on the positive psychology intervention that I use each night with that, which by the way, I created a journal that you can use on that as well, that you can download these for free. I will link both of those. The evening journal routine videos that I created, both for the Dr. Rachel Remen one that I mentioned and also one that I learned from Dr. Martin Seligman. So I'm a positive psychology practitioner. I'm Mayo Clinic trained and board certified health coach, and positive psychology was something I was introduced to very early on. It's been a very long time now, and it's something I've just incorporated for over a decade. Like I mentioned, I just love that journal routine. I absolutely love it, and I'm consistent with it because I like it so much. This will be the journal that I use for my evening journal routine, and this one I got from Amazon for $12.50, and I will link all of these down below. So those are all of the planners that I'll be using this year. I have a ton of other videos on planners. I have my entire productivity and planning system in a dedicated video as well, if you are interested in how I map out my whole year and then break that down into quarters and then months and weeks and days and even hourly, like I showed you some of the planners here today. So I don't know if you're like me, but I just absolutely love planners. So I appreciate you guys letting me share this with you. If you have a favorite planner, I would love to learn about it. Let me know down in the comments. I hope you guys have a wonderful year, and I will see you next time.